On pages 3 and 4 of our Unit 4 notes, we are looking at the domain and range of discrete relations. The domain is the list of all possible independent variables. Independent is x, and the range is the set of all values of the dependent variable, so the list of all the particular values y can take on. When we talk about discrete relations, we're talking about relations where we can literally just list out all of the pairs between independent and dependent variable. That means we can make a list of all the particular x values and all the particular y values. So discrete just means there's particular pairings represented by particular ordered pairs and that we can make a list of them. So for this mapping, my domain is the values that x can take on. X can be -5, 1, or 4. It's really easy to write the domain from a map because it's just listed in that left oval. Sometimes it's a rectangle. The range is just the list of all the possible y values, in this case 6 and 8. Now we know from this representation that there are actually 4 ordered pairs here. -5, 8, 1, 6, 1, 8, and 4, 8. So 1 appears more than once as an x value. 8 appears 3 times as a y value, but when I'm just looking at my domain and range, all I know is that x can be 5, and there's a particular ordered pair with a value of -5 for x. Same thing for 1 and 4, but I don't know how many times that value of an independent variable shows up. So I don't write 1 twice, just because it's twice. There are 2 ordered pairs with x equal to 1. I don't write 8 3 times to indicate that there's 3 values of 8 for the dependent variable. I just write each value 1 time. So the possible values of x are -5, 1, and 4. The possible values of y are 6 and 8. Same thing for the table. X shows up twice as 4. There's 2 ordered pairs with an x value of 4. But I'm just going to write it once. This is my set of all possible x. The possible x are 4 and 5. I just write them once, preferably in order from smallest to biggest, from least to greatest. My range, there's 2 ordered pairs with a y value of 7, but I just write 7 1 time. So x can be 4 or 5, y can be 2 or 7. From my domain and range, I have no idea what my particular ordered pairs are or how many times 4 shows up for x, 5 for x, 2 for y, 7 for y. I'm going to go ahead and go straight to this one, the ordered pairs, xy, 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 xy. So I'm just going to go through and see what my values are for x, 3, 5, 8, 5. Write those in numeric order, 3, 5, and 8. So again, 5 shows up twice. I only write it 1 time. Range, I go through and look at my second coordinate, 5, 8, 9, 9. I just write them 1 time. So from ordered pairs, I look at the first coordinate and write down those values. For my range, I look at my second coordinate, my y value, and write those down. The one that students generally struggle with, if they struggle with this concept, is from the graph. And so if you can't just look at this and see what the values of x are, in this case -1, 2, and 4, you could write the equivalent representation of a table or an ordered pair and go from there. If you can just look at the graph, that's great. So going from left to right, let's see what the values of x are. What are they? Oh, we have x equal to -1. Keep going. We have x equal to 2. And we have x equal to 4. Again, we have 2 ordered pairs with an x value of 2, but we only write it 1 time. Now for range, let's start from the bottom because that's the smallest y. We have a y value of -3. Going up, now we have a y value of 1. Going up, and our largest value of that dependent variable is 3. There are 2 points with a y value of 3, but I only write it 1 time. If that strategy of just going from left to right, writing the x, from bottom to top, writing the y doesn't work for you, then go ahead and make a table. Write down this ordered pair. It is -1, 3, and then write down -1 and 3, and so on. Preferably, you will rewrite them so that we're going from smallest to biggest. So given any representation, any discrete representation, and these are our 4 discrete representations, mapping, table, graph, ordered pairs, you need to be able to write the set. Everything is always written within a set of all the possible x and all the possible y. X, domain, y, range. X, domain, second coordinate, y, range. And then there's a couple of different strategies for the graph. Writing out each ordered pair, writing it out as a table, or going from left to right. So for this one, the domain, the values of x, going from left to right, we have a -4, we have a -2, and we have a 2. So -4, -2, and 2. Going from bottom to top for range, we have -2, we have -1, and we have 2. -2, -1, and 2.